Hello everybody, welcome back on the channel for a new video. And today I'd like to ask a question. Do avoidants deserve the hate they're getting online? Or do they actually deserve to be understood? The reason I'm making this video is because I noticed, even in the comment section of my videos, that it's always extremely polarized when it comes to the reactions that people who experienced a relationship with an avoidant have afterwards. It's very much either or. Some people are kind of mad and angry at their ex-partner, and some other people are just hell-bent on trying to understand them. And that's the reason why they end up watching hundreds of hours of content on YouTube about attachment styles and, trying to decipher the avoidant. So today I'd like to make this video that I really consider to be kind of the ultimate video about the avoidant, at least as far as I'm concerned. Do they deserve all the hate and the anger, or should we try to understand them? I'll make this video in two parts, and I'll put the timestamps in the comment section, because I want to start with the anger part. Folks, let's never forget that anger is part of grief. It's one of the stages of grief, okay? Grief is kind of complex, it's not a linear thing. It's not like stage 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And sometimes people can go, back and forth, or just like, relapse and go back to stage 1 and whatever before they get to the final stage, which is acceptance. And sometimes people get to, acceptance, and then after a while they feel angry again, or sad again, or they want to bargain again. You get the deal. It's non-linear. So is it okay to feel anger towards your ex-partner? Well, there is a time and a place for that. So I would say yes. However, it's also extremely important to understand that you're not supposed to get stuck in anger. You see, when I make my videos, it's always extremely difficult because I don't know your story. And I don't know if your relationship ended, a few weeks ago or a year ago. Because if your relationship ended, let's say, recently, then it's normal to go through all those stages. You got to take your time, and you got to, really take it easy, day by day. But if your relationship ended, I don't know, 6 months ago, a year ago, and you still feel angry, I think it's pretty interesting to kind of explore this anger and ask the question, what is making you angry in the first place? Is it because you feel betrayed? Is it because you feel like your ex-partner kind of, stabbed you in the back by breaking up and ending the relationship? Could it be that you're really angry at yourself for putting up with all, the shenanigans, and accepting to walk on eggshells, accept the breadcrumbs, and that at the end of the day, the relationship ended anyways. So you're kind of mad at yourself, but you are also mad at them because you feel wronged. You see, this anger, to identify what it actually means, is, in my opinion, extremely important, guys. Why? Because if you don't explore this emotion, right, this rather negative emotion, then there is a risk that you could simply stay stuck, okay, in the stage of anger, right, talking about the grieving process for God knows how long, maybe years, maybe even longer than that. So ask yourself the question, if you're mad at your ex-partner, what's the reason? And leave a comment in the comment section, because I'm genuinely curious. And now let's talk about understanding them. Because a lot of people, including in the comment section of my videos, said, I really want to understand, avoidance, and we will get back to that later, because it's kind of a way to make it make sense, right? Rationalize what happened and maybe find closure. If that's the case, I'd like to ask you this. For how long have you been watching videos about attachment theory, attachment styles, and of course, avoidance? Because you see, if the answer is, I don't know, 6 months or a year or even longer than that. Don't you think that you watched enough of that? And that really maybe now uh, the time has come to just basically move on and at least try and explore different ways to heal and not stay just constantly focused on your ex-partner and convince yourself that your ex-partner was an avoidance and that avoidance always do this and that. Guys, I actually wanted to make a video about acceptance. However, something actually kind of interesting happened is that a few days ago, Dr. Micah Steinborn just posted a video exactly on that, okay, on avoidance, and she kind of debunks all the myth surrounding, avoidant attachment style. And as always, I recommend her channel because I think that, well, first things first, she's a professional and she is also, unbiased. She's not going to talk about your ex-partner. She's going to talk about avoidance, generally speaking. Guys, I think it's extremely important to slowly but surely move on and stop obsessing over the past. And of course, stop obsessing over your ex-partner and labeling them, avoidance, and just basically rewrite whatever happened between you guys, really, and really always try to look at things under this very specific angle. My ex was a dismissive avoidant. My ex-partner was fearful avoidant and whatnot. Guys, there is a possibility, okay, there is a chance that your ex-partner was not even an avoidant in the first place. As I said in one of my previous videos, maybe your ex-partner was simply emotionally immature. And this is not an insult, guys. To say that someone is, scared of commitment, scared of, a relationship becoming too serious, that doesn't necessarily mean that they are avoidant. And it's also not an insult. It's objectively true if that's what happened between you guys. So you see, I believe that attachment theory has validity. But I also believe that if your relationship ended and you're using attachment theory as, let's say, a coping mechanism, then I seriously, genuinely believe that it won't help you guys. So whether you feel angry, right, you're still mad at your ex, or whether you still want to understand them in order to make it make sense and find closure, guys, I think you should move on and explore just different ways to heal. I believe that the time has come to stop watching all of the nonsense online, the dating coaches, the AI-generated videos and whatnot. It's time to bring back some humanity in this conversation, maybe bring back, of course, psychology, but also a little bit of philosophy, right? Let's be honest about what we feel, or how we are feeling. Guys, I want to end the video with channel recommendations. As always, Tim Fletcher, Alan Robarge. I would also like to recommend Patrick Teahan, another channel very interesting about attachment trauma, and Eckart Tolle, Tolle, who is basically a philosopher, and he talks a lot about acceptance, grief, and living in the now. And I recommend that channel as somewhat of a little bit of a cliffhanger for my future video about acceptance. Guys, as always, stay strong, take care, and God bless you. See you next time.